Go ahead and subscribe to the channel, hit the bell notification, and also give this video a thumbs up. We got some more content coming your way, so let's get right into it. Let's get it.
Let's focus here on the non-prosecution agreement and why this did not happen and the case for why it is very, in my opinion, likely he was an intelligence asset. So in 2019, Joe, if you could please put this up from the Daily Beast, Vicky Ward, remember, this is Vicky Ward. This is the person who reports from Vanity Fair 2002, probably the foremost authority on Epstein. She reports that Alex Acosta, while he was being screened by the Trump transition team in 2017, when he was asked, why did you back off the Epstein case? She says here, she was told he belonged to intelligence and to let it go. Now this, I want to be clear, it's not been confirmed 100% that he said this. This is reporting from Vicky Ward about the Trump transition team. Now though, if you can go to the next link that I sent, in 2019, when Alex Acosta holds a press conference about this entire issue, and he is asked specifically about intelligence ties of Jeffrey Epstein and whether he would confirm this, he says, quote, "I would hesitate to that reporting as fact, but he would not deny it." Later on, he is asked on the record here by the Office of Professional Responsibility whether he had any information that Epstein was an intelligence asset. He says, absolutely not. I did not have information. And he's informed that he is allowed to speak about this in a classified setting if he would like to, but he denies that he had information. But it's important to actually release the exact transcript as to what and how he was asked. Because you remember when I said earlier, when Naftali Bennett said he never worked for Mossad, that's very different than worked with Mossad. That's very different than was aware of, had contact with, right? Do you see what I'm saying?
Yes.
Like, there are multiple non-denial...
People can be very specific with their wording to evade the truth.
Correct, as any lawyer and as any former U.S. attorney would know when he's under question. But nonetheless, Alex Acosta had an opportunity to address this and issued a non-denial denial in his public press conference in 2019. Last time I was here, I told you guys my great regret is I sat next to him on a plane and I didn't ask him about it because it was a midnight flight from Miami and nobody was talking. And I'm just staring at this dude being like, bro, I gotta ask, you know? He probably thought I was such a freak. He's like, who is this guy? Look at me. Yeah, it's like, anyway, so Alex, if you're listening, I would still love to talk to you about it. But he has never confirmed or denied. He's never confirmed, he's never denied it. He basically lives... I mean, look, he lives a private life in Miami. He can come out at any time.
He did kind of deny.
He said here, and didn't really deny it. And again,
this is why he wants the exact transcript.
This is why the exact transcript matters, because he said, "Here, let's open it up very specifically."
Is that transcript available?
No, it's not available. And actually, that's one of the Epstein files that people would release. So, Acosta told OPR he did not have any information about cooperating in a federal investigation or relating to media reports that Epstein had, quote, been an intelligence asset. OPR says it did not find any reference to his purported cooperation or even a suggestion. In the footnote, they says when OPR asked Acosta about his apparent equivocation in a 2019 press conference in answering the media question about Epstein being an intelligence asset, he said, quote, "The answer is no." So that's what he told them. Okay, let's be clear about what he said, at least in one on the record setting, because there are various different reporting on this. I am personally inclined to take the totality of evidence of everything I talked about his connections with Hoffenberg, with Adnan Khashoggi, with Douglas Leese, to show all of his connections that we're about to get into with Israel, and say, I think there's a pretty good case to be made. And let's also get now to why the intelligence community would ever want to cover this stuff up. All right, why? So can we go to the next link, please? This is from BuzzFeed News, 2021. A great reporter, Jason Leopold, he's like the FOIA king. And what he reported in 2021 is secret CIA files say that staffers committed sex crimes involving children. Declassified CIA Inspector General report shows a pattern of abuse and repeated decisions by the federal prosecutors not to hold agency personnel accountable. Now, why? And by the way, some of these agents abuse children as young as 2 and 6, which are named here in the documents. All right. And
man, that was a lot there. Yeah. So what do you guys think about that? You guys think that he was an informant, part of a Central Intelligence agent? Or what do you guys think about
No
that?
doubt.
I wouldn't doubt it.
No doubt.
At all. I wouldn't doubt it.
Yeah, I mean, to me, the dude was a pawn.
Yeah.
You know, I think that he was a pawn in a scheme where the elites were, you know, they just controlled everything he did. At that point, he was too deep in.
Yeah. I think he was involved in multiple agencies, Mossad, MI6, CIA. Like, he was used as someone to collect blackmail on the elites so that these intelligence agencies can use these elites for the ways that they needed to because they had the blackmail, right? So there's a dark underbelly in our intelligence communities, and I think Epstein filled that void. He was like that, I don't know, that middleman, right? That facilitated what these people wanted, but they recorded it and made sure that, you know, if they needed a favor, they needed something, the intelligence communities can boop, boop, boop.
And the flags were there even from earlier on, right? When he was working at a high school. I think he was a teacher or something, and he ended up
education system.
Yeah, he was in the education system, and he, you know, there was something reported that he was doing things with young
women,
girls, and he actually got fired, but for some odd reason they just pushed it under the rug.
Yeah, and he rose to popularity during the Clinton administration. Right, and it was during the 90s is when he really reached that level of elite social status and kind of moving girls around and all that stuff.
Hey, hold on, wait a minute. Obviously, I'm gonna catch some flack for this, but didn't they say that when, you know, in the Epstein Island they had a picture, a frame of Bill Clinton in a dress
and heels.
And
Yeah,
that boy was a freak. Anyways,
bottom feeder. Nah, but you know what I find interesting. I know I'm pretty sure you guys heard the book of from Sun Tzu, The Art of War.
Yeah,
there's a principle there that says, you know, to subdue the enemy without fighting. Wow. And I think with the Central Intelligence Agency and all these other, you know, intelligence agencies, this is just a method of blackmail, obviously, to get into, because where there's evil, there's also good. So we understand that in these high political figures and environments, there's going to be evil there, but there's also some good people there as well that are actually doing the work of actually trying to stop these people. So, you know, in order to subdue without fighting, they're choosing influence over war.
Yeah, but think about it. If you're the intelligence community, how do you continue to do what you want, right? Carry out your purpose, carry out your mission, keep the power while dealing with governments, celebrities, entertainment moguls, bankers. You blackmail them.
You blackmail them. Exactly.
You use your skills as the intelligence community, which is covertness, right? And you get the upper hand.
And deception. You have to use a lot of deception in this. You know, is blackmail over bullets, influence over war. You know, like, it's crazy. If blackmail is the game, then trust is the first casualty.
Like when we you know, it's a word that we use in our culture, but what do you really think the deep state is? That's an arm of it. The deep state, that's an arm of the deep state.
Thing is too, like, there's two types of justice systems. The justice system for the middle class and the poor, and then there's the justice system for the elites, for the rich. You know, it's a game. This is all a game, and the game that's being played is a game of high power. You know, and power isn't. You know, I used to think this. I used to think that power came with money. Power doesn't come with only money. Power comes with a lot of secrets.
Oh yeah, 100%.
That's what power holds. Power holds a lot of secrets.
And isn't it interesting that you see in John F. Kennedy's JFK's last message, he was actually saying that we've been entrapped by secret societies for the past 800 years. Isn't it interesting that as soon as he said that,
lights out,
done.
You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, listen, I believe that, you know.
You think that's why they stopped Trump from?
I think that Trump is playing chess, but at the same time, Trump knows what lines to cross, what lines not to cross. That's what I believe. I believe that they're going to allow Trump to talk his, you know, smack. You know, they know what type of person he is, but at the same time, it's like, you stay there.
Yeah, you stay.
You know what I'm saying? Play within that circle, but don't move past that.
Yeah,
you know, and I really think that, you know, it's tough, bro. If you're somebody who's genuine, and you're in the faith and you're running for politics, whether you want to be somebody in Congress or, it's a tough game to play, bro, because I see it in the corporate level. If in the corporate level there's a lot of corruptions, you can imagine, you know, in politics, in government. You know what I'm saying? This runs from the top all the way down. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And I think a cool piece of this story, which has a Miami flavor to it, he mentioned this guy named Acosta, right? Alex Acosta. He used to be the dean of FIU law, right? So FIU has a law school. They had a dean. It was him. And part of the reason he got that job was because of his, success and career as a federal prosecutor, right? But when the way he handled Epstein came out, he started getting some heat about how he handled that case, and then he left. The law school. I met him actually because I almost went to FIU law. I sat in the office with him, shook his hand, got to meet him. Very imposing person. Big character, right? But it was just interesting that Miami has a little piece of that story that the prosecutor for Jeffrey Epstein's case that just got tossed, right? He went to FIU law. So then that was
Miami too. Miami's a big city.
Oh, Miami's one of the hubs
for a lot of things.
Miami's one of the hubs of human trafficking.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. And and Tebow said it himself, man. He's like, you'd be surprised. This entire situation with sex trafficking, it's happening in our backyard.
Well, he said himself, federal agents themselves are using their positions of government.
And they see these things are occurring.
Yeah.
But obviously,
it's
deeper than rap, like Rick Ross says.
Is that they have to? It's unfortunate, the world that we live in, where you have to sacrifice a few victims in order to catch the big fish in this type of situation. And this goes on even in the cyber world as well. When you're talking about the dark web, there's agencies in there that actually see. I've seen things in the dark web where people just can sell drugs, can sell body parts, and things like that, and you can't do anything about it.
You ain't see them Diddy tapes in there?
No,
right?
I didn't see the Diddy tapes. Nah, I stay away. But the things that you see in there, it's concerning. But that there are good people in there that are trying to stop these bad people there as well. But it's spiritual darkness in there. It's very, very interesting. I did a project once before I got into a cyber career, where it's called a honeypot. A honeypot is you have to lower all the defenses down into your system in order to attract the enemy. And you see the tactics and the intentions of how the enemy try to infiltrate the systems and everything like that. So you actually see the big picture and see where they're coming from, see their location, see a whole bunch of information. And with that information, now you're able to prepare yourself defensively and how to attack back. Yeah. So this is something that I believe that's happening with Epstein. They used him as a honey trap in order to attract the elites, attract the people that wanted to do whatever they wanted to do with the sex trafficking. Yeah. And now they have all this information, and now it's just a matter of time for them to just hammer it down.
And think about it. If I am in possession of this list, I don't want to release it. Why? Because I have more power.
Yeah.
And I have more power over these people by withholding it, right?
Yeah.
Walk the line, or it's called the sword of Damocles. You ever heard of the sword of Damocles?
I haven't heard of that, no.
The sword of Damocles is this Greek mythological character that, he's under punishment by Zeus or whatever it is. And his punishment is this sword is always dangling over his head, right? By like a thread. And at any moment it could be released and fall on him. But that enables him to do the bidding of his master, because that sword's always there, always in fear, right? But once it drops, the fear's done.
It's done, yeah.
So it's like
sounds like a guillotine to me.
Yeah, exactly. But listen, I got two questions for us before we finish.
Right.
What's the question?
Did Epstein kill himself?
Oh, that's
off himself.
And who's on the list?
You know what? I think he might still be alive, bro.
You think he's alive?
I don't know. I think so.
I mean, that's not far-fetched.
Is he hanging out with Tupac?
I did.
Tupac's in Cuba with a stove.
I think he's alive.
Tupac's in Cuba with a stove.
You know who I know is alive? Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ is alive.
Christ is alive.
And who's on that list? That's the second question.
Bro.
Think Trump is on that list?
Man, what would you do to see that list?
I want to do anything.
You know what? The less I know, the better.
Listen, I know one thing that I know one thing that
By the way, I am not. By the way,
I know one thing that scripture teaches: anything you do in darkness will come out to light.
I'll say this: don't be afraid of the one who can destroy the body,
but be afraid.
Be afraid of the one who can destroy the body and the soul.
In hell.
That's what I'm afraid of.
Yeah, man.
That's why I fear the
Straight
Lord.
up.
Amen.
Straight up.
Hey, Christ got the victory already, man. Jesus Christ won
Christ
the victory.
already got the victory.
and that's the hope that people can have. You know, there even though there might not be full justice right now for the victims, there is gonna come a day where full justice is gonna be 100% righteous, and God is gonna make sure that judgment is due. Trust me.
Yeah.
100%.
The day of the Lord.
I truly believe that.
Yes.
I truly believe that. Yeah, man. We might not win that battle here, but ultimately we'll win that battle.
Yeah.
Amen.
You know, and that's something that Christ promises us, right?
Amen.
Victory's already won.
Facts.
But yeah, man, this Epstein, right? Epstein is wow. This is a topic that is just circulating all around the internet, man. It's a hot topic. We had to touch on it, and
Man, we could do 20 videos on this topic.
Yeah.
Like, this was like,
but we're gonna keep it short.
yeah,
man.
it's deep. It's so deep,
Yeah,
man.
there's a lot to it.
We don't want a deep state behind us.
My aluminum foil hat is gonna come out, bro. Like,
But yeah, man. Hey, guys, if you like the video, like, subscribe, and of course, we got way more content coming your way. Word and Culture Podcast. So until the next one, man. Deuces.
God bless.